my name. And every culminates, we are shining. And we will never again. Say my name.
Welcome back, guys. Back in the shed. Bloody stinking hot in here. This week's the week that I'm going to be chucking the new big brakes on. The XYZ 6-piston brakes on the front. I'm going to be raising the front a little bit for rego purposes and going to give it a tidy up in there, spray the struts and just make everything look nice and neat. But before that, I'm just going to quickly put the car up on the hoist, finish sweeping and get into it. I'm just going to trial fit these on for the moment, just to see what they're going to look like. So we've got the big boy brakes in there with the 20s on, and even in there they look huge. So, no, they look really good though. Just trial fit. Obviously that none of that's in there properly, but just wanted to get a look at what it's going to look like. There's a little bit of a comparison in the size difference, just sitting on top of it roughly, so heaps bigger. Oh, that nut's hot. So I got all that all free. Now I just gotta go to 24 and undo that one. 24, deep socket will do. Perfect. So I'm gonna, all I got them out, gonna respray these springs. I'm gonna respray all this. I'm going to paint all in here black, so give it a good old clean. Yeah, and just tidy some things up on it. That way, just I like it being tidy and just for personal preference, for rego preference. When the engineer goes to look at it, he looks like it's all nice and cleaned and looked after or new and shit like that. So anything to make them happy so they can pass it. So when this was me daily, because my first car, I had just a heap of money spent on like all suspension bits and just everything. Like that I done all myself. Like I replaced these struts, I replaced all bushes in it. So that's why I know this car's always been 100%. And obviously only got defected for the illegal things. But when I bought these struts, I asked, because I'd lowered springs in it, I'd actually had cut springs in the front originally, and yeah, so I ordered, when I got these lowered springs, I ordered the new struts with it as well, but I ordered lowered struts. Anyway, I didn't think anything of it, put it all together normal, and there was a slight knocking noise in it, so this was bottoming out, the strut was bottoming out because the spring was so small. So turns out they actually weren't lowered struts, which was a bit of a pain. So I guess when I go to put these springs back in, I might have to, like these ones back in, because I got another set I'm putting in, I might have to get some lowered struts, or I might even look into getting some coilovers or something like that. But yeah, it was a bit of a pain in the ass. So then I don't know what I done, I think I spaced it out or something, done something just so I wouldn't knock, put some washers in here or something. But yeah. So it's Saturday now, getting a little bit of work done. I've decided I'm gonna pull the Z bar off, the control arm off, and just give it all a good paint while I'm here now, and I'm gonna paint the struts anyway, so might as well paint them all. And I might as well rebush it as well, get some new bushes in there while I'm going. I've already bought the paint that I was gonna do the strut in. It's a really, really nice colour. It's a magnetic grey is the colour it is. I've got it at work, so when I'm back there on Monday, I'll show you guys. But at the moment, I just want to get everything off. That way I can sit it there ready to get painted and start sanding it while I'm at work. So get all this side off, go to the other side, get it off, and yeah. So the aim for today is get everything off, pull it apart. So once I'm done this and I start getting that ready for the next burnout, which is in February, I'll chuck these pads in it because they're brand new. So might as well keep them to good use and chuck them in that. Just pulled the control arm out, and this is actually a new bush. I'm not 100% sure on this one. It does look a bit funny. So by the time I go to paint it, I'll decide whether I'm gonna actually replace them or not. I should. I still might, but yeah. Just when I sand them up and get ready to do them, I might push them out anyway to paint them. So I probably will get some new ones, but we'll see when the time comes to it now. So now I just got to unbolt, uncable tie this. I'm not going to take brake fluid, crack the lines or anything yet because I don't want a big mess. So I'm just going to uncable tie that, let that hang, or cable tie it up somewhere else so it's not too much stress on that. Pull this out and get ready to do the other side. Everything out, control arm, sway bar link, and Z-beam. So I've decided this bush is also new. This bush is new, and this bush is old. So I think I'm just going to replace these because these are still good. I'll just give them a re-grease. That one I'll just re-grease because it's still good, and I'm just going to replace this one. I've got everything else set out, so I've got these in the order that they got to go. Just sitting there like that. These in the order that the washers go, and then these in the order that they go on top of the strut. I've labelled, put cable tie over the springs, so I know they were the old springs that were out of here. Because all these king springs are just all got different part numbers, all the ones I've got. Even though they're the same, some are the same height and stuff, but obviously some are for maybe like VS, and the spring rates are probably a bit different, but like, yeah, so. Yeah, so that's all that all laid out. I'll pack these up and I'll take these to work so I can paint them. I might just put these on a time lapse for the next side, so you've watched me do this side, so set these up on time lapse so I can get in and get it done. So that's all the left side parts there that are going to get painted. And that's all the right side, except the strut is already in. But yeah, so next time you see me, we'll be at work. I'll be scuffing them all back, getting them ready to paint. The paint I got, you don't need a primer, only for the springs, because it's a yellow for the springs, and the yellow will be a little bit see-through, so got to put a white base coat down for that. But yeah, I've just sanded these knuckles down as best I can, put the sander onto where I can, and then use the rest of the scoury pad. And I pulled the plates, these dust covers off because they won't fit on them. So hopefully I don't get in trouble for not having them on. Should be right, hopefully. So I'm about to go press these bushes out. I've sanded these Z bars, the sway bar links, Just got to do the struts and then the springs. But I'll go press these out. So this is the colour. It's hard to see. Oh, it's better with the light on there. So it's a grey colour. It's called magnetic grey. So it won't be too grey and it won't be too black. So it should be a really nice colour, I reckon. And then I've got some yellow there as well to paint the springs. I got them all set up. All just hanging there like cable ties. Those ones I'm a bit sceptical about because of how heavy they are. I got some bigger cable ties on this one, but some littler ones on that one. I've doubled and tripled them up. But I'm just going to leave them overnight. Just sit there, give them another blow down, give the area a bit of a blow, and then spray them tomorrow. I've finished the coats on them, and that's how it looks. So just a nice little touch to it, just to make it look nice. I've got one little run there, but I'm not too phased. You don't look at it 24/7, and it's in behind the wheel arch, so you won't see it. But yeah, just neatens it all up and takes it away from that, just that black look. I've given it all a clean as best I can. Just a bit of burnt plastic. So just with the old trusty, just got the rag over the guard, got some overspray. Not going hectic in here, so it's not too bad, but give this side a clean as well. I have a little bit of stain dirt marks, but it should be fine. Give it a spray. I'll just wait for that to dry and be all good. Just done this side. Look, I probably don't recommend using this stuff. Probably need like an etch primer or an undercoat. Probably etch primer because a few bare spots, and then a plastic coating, but this is gonna do for now. It just makes it look a little bit neater in there. So I've just got to pull this down a little bit more and then start spraying this side. It's all done. I'm gonna put these bushes back in here, and then I'm gonna bolt these control arms back up. Some grease here. I'm just gonna grease them up so they don't squeak, and so it doesn't jeopardize the life of them. This side just loosely bolted in. Just going to do the other side, and then I'm going to tighten them all up. Both sides are on. I've tightened that one, but I'll recheck it, and all the others are still loose. Tide's still loose, low control arm bolt, and the front K-frame bolt still loose. But I just wanted to get them bolted up, the same as this side. Just wanted to get them bolted up, because that's the more difficult part of it, the more annoying part, I should say. So now I just gotta put the rest together. But I'm on my lunch break, so I gotta duck back to work now. Got the struts here. I'm about to put these dust cover boots on. This one is broken. I think the other one may be broken too. Oh no, this one's pretty good. Put that back on and then start assembling these. It looks so neat in there. You see everything painted and stuff. I'm happy with it. I'm just gonna bolt this caliper up now before I undo that, so I don't make too much of a mess, and that way I can just transfer the brake line straight over. Just bolted it on. I had a slight problem where it wouldn't turn, but obviously there must have been a little bit of paint in behind there, so it wasn't until now that I've tightened some nuts up on it and got the rotor to actually sit right back that it's actually working properly now. So I got both side brakes on after a lot of trouble with this one. Couldn't work out what I'd done, but these bolts had been undone and the bracket, this bracket here, was flipped fully around so it wouldn't fit, and I'm working out thinking maybe the disc isn't going on enough and a few things like that. And ground where I painted in there where it sits flush, ground that back, sanded it back, but turns out, yeah, that was just round the wrong way, so that's all on. Just got the spanner, gonna chuck these brake sockets, gonna chuck these brake lines on, and then I'll go get some brake fluid and see if I can get my old man to give me a hand to bleed the brakes. A little bit of a burr at the start of that, so it wouldn't start, so I've lost a bit of fluid. Not that it really means much, I'm going to lose the fluid, but I want to minimalise as much air in there as possible. I'm going to go wash my hands, but I had to turn the bolt, flip this in the other way and feed the bolt through the other way for it to look right. I do want to get new lines because I heard these are just terrible. So I do want to get some new lines, but at the moment I'm not. So get some racing brake fluid, something that can handle the heat, because if you actually look at this, the other side was worse. Yeah, this side you can't tell. See how it's like all like that goldeny colour, and you get to hear it's a bit greyer, but on the other side it had patches of the golden colour and then patches that were just like really grey. And you can just tell that's where it's boiled before and just, yeah, been shit. So, and like it boiled the last track day. So, yeah, quickly do a little bit of a clean up, then get these wheels on because I want to see what height it sits at for these springs to make sure they're going to be right for rego. I just got the wheel on now. Still I forgot to do the left to right while it was off, but the brake line seems to be nice and flexible there, which is good. Hard to see, but unlock that way, turn this way, unlock this way, plenty of flex, plenty of flexibility. Check the other side, should be the same. Lock this way. Plenty of flexibility. And turn it right. Plenty of flex. Plenty. And that is much more roadworthy looking. So I will take a measurement. I've still got to get the nuts for there, like I was saying, but I'm going to take a measurement. I have the legal measurement over here from hub to guard, so I'm going to test that out. Right here, these are the legal heights for the, so from hub center to guard. Front is 370, max 425, rears 330, max 390. So we're aiming off these lower numbers. I just did a measurement. I'm going to measure the other side just to double check, and we're at 360, so we're below what we should be at. But yeah, we're just going to look, check the rear as well. So it is at we're at 350, so we're 20 mil too short for legal purposes, and 330 at the back And we are 2025, so it still needs to come higher for Rego, but I can deal with that just to get it past. Maybe chuck it back to stock height or whatever, but I will give it a try like this. I'm just going to give it a crack, maybe see if another set of wheels will. The wheels shouldn't do it, but if I get a another set of wheels with a higher profile, it might actually get it. Just started it up, started the ute up, jump started off that, got a battery sitting in there. I think I want to jack the front up and adjust those camber bolts out just to get the wheel on just a bit more camber. Sitting here revving it up and there's a slight miss in it. Just as that was at 2000 RPM there. It actually got a really bad miss. Actually got a feeling that it might be the manifold gasket that's causing it to miss. Because I've had it on and off so many times, it's probably damaged it. And I haven't replaced it any of the time, so I think I might pull the manifold off, pull the plugs out, check them, and replace the manifold gasket while I'm there. That's the only thing I can think of at the moment. Yeah. So, got a track day on the weekend. It's down at Winton. It's a Motorcana through the Albury Wodonga District Car Club. And it's only $50 to enter, so I thought might as well duck down there for the day. 2.5 hour drive. Duck down there, have a bit of fun in the car, test out the new brakes, and they allow you to do a bit of drifting there. So I thought, awesome day to have a bit of fun down there. I can have some fun testing out the brakes, doing some proper laps, and I can have some fun doing some drift laps and all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to head down there. That's why I'm getting stuck into doing a bit on the car, and that's why I need to get that miss actually sorted out now. So I'm hoping, like I said, the manifold gasket, bit of luck, pull the spark plugs out, I'll check them, might get a price on some spark plugs, I might see how much I might put a new set in there, but yeah, we'll see from there. So I'm coming back to Savo later, tonight. The old man's coming around, we're going to bleed the brakes, so I'm going to go now get some brake fluid, and yeah. Few new goodies, got a brand new battery, got a set of manifold gaskets, new set of spark plugs, and we bled the brakes last night. Just done a quick little test out the shed, and they feel unreal. So I just quickly put the battery on and started up, give it a little bit of rev. Thought it might have been a voltage issue, that's why it's missing, but it's still doing its a little bit of a miss. So hopefully spark plugs and gaskets will fix that. So guys, I haven't filmed much because I've wanted this to more be focused on putting brakes on here. But I fixed the miss that it had. So after a world of dramas trying to fix this miss, I had the fuel tank out, I had the manifold off multiple times, I replaced the spark plugs, I replaced the fuel filter, I had the fuel pump out, and just had everything apart again, just to try and find out what it was. And it come down to, it's a mixture of three things really. So the submersible hose that I put in the tank, because I made it a little bit extra long, it was just bent like that, and like that, and then where I had the hose clamps, it had split either side of the hose clamp, so it was wasn't sucking full pressure of fuel through. Between that, it then broke the fuel pump wire in the tank, so I had to reconnect that, and then broke the other fuel regulator line in the tank, so I had to fix that as well. So between the fuel pump line being cracked, I then put the coils out of this thing in it, which I knew these coils out of this thing might have been a little bit dicky, because under load when you're going up a hill, that breaks down a little bit, has a little bit of a miss. So I put them coils out of that in it, thinking it might have been the coils. Fixed all the fuel pump stuff, still had the miss, and I was like, oh, I'll put the old coils back in. Put the old coils back in, miss was gone, but then it wasn't blowing off properly through the blow off valve. So I thought, well, that's got to be a vacuum leak. So then I also found a vacuum hose from the blow off valve to one of the T-pieces was rubbed through. So a mixture between fuel, spark and vacuum. So basically all of them that you need for it to run properly. So I'm glad that's all done. Just got the idea. I took for a test drive. Took for a test drive yesterday, it was all good. So I was just getting it out here just to see what I need to do. I've got a spare belt to take. I'll take the scan tool. I'm just going to tidy, give it a vacuum inside maybe. Outside needs a wash. Got to change the oil and filter. But yeah, and this is how it sits with everything as is. It's a nice looking height. Like, don't get me wrong, it looks good, but I just rather it low. I'm more of a low fan, so yeah. Brakes work good though, which is a big bonus. The only other thing I need to do is cable tie some of this wiring back together, tape up some of the ends and secure that amp. So anyway, I think I'm gonna leave the video there. We got what we needed to get done with putting the new big brakes on it, raising the front and all that. Yeah, so we're going racing down at Winton this weekend. Not round the track, but on the skid pan there, doing a bit of Motorcana. So I'll do a few fun laps, a few race laps, and might even do some of the drifting laps as well. Should be fun. But yeah, so give it a like, subscribe, comment down below, and check out the new video after this weekend. It should be good, and I'll see you guys in the next video.